After this moose lay in a Lowe's parking lot for 9 hours, the most heartwarming thing happened. Picture the scene. You've just been shopping with your family when, on the way back to the car, you see something extraordinary in the parking lot. Yes, a moose, an actual, fully grown moose, is sitting right next to your vehicle. Needless to say, it would be spectacular to see such a majestic animal up close. Amazingly though, this actually happened to shoppers in the summer of 2017. It was in June of that year that visitors to an Alaskan shopping mall witnessed this incredible sight, and certainly it's one that very few of us will ever get the chance to experience. But even more curious was the fact that the unexpected show occurred at a Lowe's parking lot in Anchorage. Of course, the star of the show was a wild moose, although on its own this wouldn't be so unusual. After all, Anchorage is home to roughly 1,500 moose, and often they wander through the gardens and parks of the city. Moose are in fact the largest members of the deer family, and according to How Stuff Works, they've become increasingly common in urban areas. Of course, the promise of an easy meal from household trash can be irresistible to certain wildlife, but even though they're not naturally aggressive, moose are still wild animals, and because of their relatively large urban population, they are actually a greater threat to Alaskans than bears. In fact, moose injure up to 10 people in the state each year, and when they are aggressive, it's usually males in mating season. Fortunately, this rutting happens in autumn, and the parking lot moose was a female. Strangely though, she settled down in a shaded area outside a Lowe's home improvement and appliance store, and naturally, her presence drew a curious crowd. In fact, the Facebook group I Love Alaska reported that a black bear had chased the moose. Apparently, it said the moose took refuge in the parking lot after evading her pursuer. However, that part of the story was never officially confirmed. Still, there was another reason for the moose's presence. Catherine Warren, a mall shopper present for the occasion, told a CBS affiliate that the animal was acting oddly. Yes, she said that the moose seemed troubled and more than a little on edge. It's the way she's been acting, not so much angry, but you can tell she's just kind of like a little scared and timid, Warren said. She doesn't know what to think of everything because everybody has been showing up around the area. Unbeknownst to Warren though, the moose had a very good reason for her strange behavior. Why? Because the animal was pregnant and in labor, and while the sight of a moose in such close proximity is one thing, to witness one having a baby was surely a unique experience. That said, Lowe's employees were concerned that the curious crowd would frighten the mother moose, so they took some responsibility for her care. In fact, they handled the situation like pros. First, the Lowe's staff put a barrier up around the birthing animal. Thankfully too, those present were respectful of the amazing event and gave Mommy Moose her space. And later, the Alaska Department of Fish and Game confirmed that their staff had handled things correctly. Ken Marsh, who works for the department, told CNN that the best thing you can do for a moose in labor is to give her space. After all, being too close to people can cause the animal stress, and in fact, it may even cause them to become violent. Fortunately, everyone present for the occasion agreed that the event was amazing. Indeed, it was the perfect opportunity for shoppers and their families to experience the beauty of childbirth in the wild. Having the children able to witness something like that is pretty cool, a spectator said. One Anchorage resident was shocked to see the birth like that. "I've been here for 50 years, she said. It's just unbelievable to see it in a parking lot. It was certainly an unusual surprise to many people that day. It just seemed weird," a visitor who arrived during the birth told CNN. "Everything was blocked and they said that a moose was having a baby." Another patron agreed that it was surreal. "I don't know, in a parking lot? I don't know if that's Alaskan, it just seems kinda crazy," she laughed. So after collapsing on the floor to have her baby, Mommy Moose gave birth to a healthy baby calf. Afterward, she stayed there for 9 hours until her baby was strong enough to walk on its own. "The morning was just literally driving up, and my daughter saying there was a moose and then I noticed a baby," an excited shopping mall visitor exclaimed to KTVA. In fact, many people stopped to watch the spectacle rather than pick up their cars from the lot. "I guess you can't really choose when the birthing moment is gonna be," another witness said. Thankfully, though the mother moose had drawn a crowd, at least she was safe from predators. She even had some food nearby. Yes, after taking a rest from her ordeal, Mommy Moose filled up on some leaves from a nearby tree. Then she made her way out of the parking lot with her new calf. She also left her audience in awe, with memories that they can share for a long time to come. Thanks for watching another heartwarming video. Please check out our channel for more stories that will make your heart melt.